Hey friends, what's up? Same disclaimer as previous videos that I've made this winter. My radiator sounds like dial-up internet, and so there's gonna be some freaky sounds in the background. I'll try to talk louder than usual, which is kind of hard for me, but hopefully it's not super distracting. Before we get into today's video, I just want to shout out this shirt. It was made by one of my former classmates from high school. The brand is called Studio 845. I have not lived in New York for more than a year at a time since high school. And so it feels good to like actually represent where I'm from. Weird. Anyways, we love supporting small businesses, supporting local artists, etc. in our house. So cool shirt. I'll link it down below if I can. Oh, other thing about today's look, which personally I'm very excited about, is I trimmed my hair today. I trimmed my hair, and so it no longer feels like a boar bristle brush at the ends. Yeah? So just, you know, a different style. The style itself actually is, my previous hair video was about low maintenance hair routines, and in that I did a wash and go. But I did mention in that video that when I really don't have it, I just blow my hair out. I sleep with it in 4 Bantu knots, and so this is what the curls look like from those Bantu knots. So let's talk about this month's project pan, shall we? Y'all, I'm gonna be honest, this month was a lot. It's the last week of February, of course, as I'm filming this, and I can say that I wore my version of a full face of makeup less than 10 times this month, which I've said before, I tend to wear makeup basically every day, and so that's saying a lot that I just wasn't able to. The most that I would do for the most part, I want to say there's today, my birthday was last week, and then there was one day that I had like a bunch of appointments, and so I remember those 3 occasions. Yeah, outside of that, what I would do is concealer, mascara, we'll talk about it, and my eyebrows. And that's the best that I had. So, super quick recap on the products. The only time I remember wearing this lip liner in the past 30 days was my January project pan video, which I recorded the last week of January. So I don't think that I wore this once in the month of February, which also tells me I have no reason to own this product. If I can go an entire month without even reaching for it, like the 2 lipsticks that I chose last month, yes, I was tired of them by the end of the month, but like one of them I've left in my purse because if I don't have anything on my face, I can just put that on. This, not particularly practical. Next up, we have my beautiful powder blush. I do have it on today, not a whole lot though. I mentioned in my last video that my goal is that by the end of 2026, hopefully, as you can see, this dome will be evened out. I did use this a couple times, but first of all, it's only February. I don't think that's enough time to put a significant dent count. I don't think that's enough time to put a significant dent into a product like this, but also I really was not wearing makeup. And then this Same thing, just want to flatten this out. I think that actually this is a little bit more domed than the other one, so I'll have to keep that in mind. But I got to a point with this product where it felt like this wasn't adding anything, which is strange because it's the dead of winter where I live. I have, as I've mentioned, I have no pigment in my skin. I'm just an undertone. I have no semblance of a tan. So for this to seem like almost my skin color, it's only maybe like a shade or two darker. So I'll have to revisit that. You know what, actually, something that I did reach for more than I typically do, but I don't use it that much, so that's not saying a whole lot, were my eye products. The reason I thought of that is because this highlighter that I wanted to use, I keep with my eye products because this is the closest thing that I have to a shimmery eyeshadow. So I have this on today, a very small amount, but I really like this. And also, this is something that I'm okay with only having one of because I don't think I need more than one highlighter. Now, as I mentioned, I was trying to use my eye products more. I used this little Longwear cream eyeshadow a couple times this month, and I do like it. As I've been saying a couple times, right? Like with the highlighter, with this. For me to use a product and think, oh, I like this, but like, whatever, I'm good with just having this. This is like just enough. And again, it's almost the color of my skin. It just adds a nice amount of depth to my eyes. And because I have super hooded eyes, and the older I get, they're getting more hooded. It's kind of hard to do eyeshadow. For people that know how to do makeup, it's not, they just know how to do it for their eye shape. I never learned how to do eyeshadow really. And so again, comparing my eyes to how they were like 10 years ago when I had more eyelid, that ship has sailed. Other eye products that I've been using, I have 2 brown eyeliners, and I've had this one longer. So I've been trying to use this, and I like it. Same thing as the my little eyeshadow. It adds just a little bit to my eyes in a way that I really like. And it almost just adds like a shadow because it's brown. It's not, I never swatch anything. I try to wear the makeup in the videos, but whatever. And that's me like going over it maybe 3 times. Usually I just will do like a little wing at the corners. So, you know, it's nice. We've talked about this, that I don't like, don't like having stuff on my hands. If there is anything else that I mentioned for February in my last video that I am not bringing up now, I apologize. I don't remember. I don't remember. So those are the powder products that I use, and they're powders, right? And they're all relatively full. I knew that I was not going to finish anything, so I feel comfortable with that. I do think that I will prioritize my cream products more, like I did in January. So for example, freaky little, is this considered, I don't think it's a contour, no. My liquid bronzer, you know, I feel like I should probably try and finish this faster. I guess now is as good a time as any to say that I don't know the next time that I'll make a project pan video, just because I have a lot of stuff happening this spring. What I will say though is that I am gonna try and use this liquid bronzer, and then something that I haven't been using very much is this stain. It's a lip and cheek stain. Breaks my lips out because, as we'll discuss later, I have very sensitive skin, but it lasts all day on the face, even with a mask on. Right now I have about that much. And because it's a liquidy product, we'll see if I'm wrong about this, but I think because it's a liquidy product, I might be able to get through it kind of quickly, damn sure faster than I would like a powder blush. Let's get into what's new. I did mention, let's back up. I had an old crusty mascara. It wasn't that old, but I like talked about wanting to get rid of it because it was coming up on its expiration date. And I wasn't using it because it was waterproof. I bought it for my wedding. It served a very specific purpose because I did not think it wise to get married in July. I have cried at every wedding that I've ever gone to. Like, even if I am just my husband's plus one, I still cry. So I didn't think it wise to wear my two big mascaras to my own wedding. Had that waterproof mascara, let it run its course, wasn't a big fan. I got a tubing mascara. I wanna say the first week of February. Every time I wear makeup, I do use this. And that's something else that I've learned, I feel like, from just, yes, doing a project pan, but I would say just being more thoughtful. Intentional is kind of overused, but in this case it applies. Being more intentional about the makeup that I use, and thus the makeup that I'm buying. It does not make sense for me to have waterproof mascara because I hate taking off mascara. However, I have loved the tubing mascaras that I've tried because you just take them off with water. Especially because I was trying to wear more eyeliner and eyeshadow in February. This was a really nice touch. Like I mentioned, I have very hooded eyes and I also have very dry eyes. And so a lot of the time my eyes just feel like, they feel heavy and they feel like they're half closed. And so I curl my eyelashes every day, as we've discussed. Even though with that, I was slacking this month too. Like I really was out of it. But I curl my eyelashes almost every day. And so by curling my eyelashes and then putting a tubing mascara on, it does kind of like wake me up a little bit. I feel like my eyes are a little bit more open. And this is how my eyelashes look with the tubing mascara on. That is the one makeup product that I have purchased thus far. As of the end of February 2026, I have purchased one makeup product valued at, I think, like $5 or $6. And I've been using it. So I would say that it's money well spent. Now we're gonna get into what are the other things that I finished this month. As you saw, nothing makeup related, but I do have quite a few, well, just across the board, like skincare and also hair care products. If you notice, I'm gonna be mentioning a couple of the brands of these products because over the last 2+ years, I've really been trying to make sure that I am giving my money to companies whose ethics align with mine. And so from what I've seen, the brands that I am naming specifically are BDS safe. They don't have like funky policies. If I am wrong, please correct me in the comments. This actually is from January. And I was using this quickly because the expiration date was January 22nd, 2026. My husband bought this for me for Christmas 2024. So I had it for a little bit over a year, and it's a body lotion by Lush called Sympathy for the Skin. And Lush has been like outspoken as far as Gaza, which I appreciate. So I was mostly using this like when I was traveling just because of the size of it. But then once I saw it was coming up on the expiration date, I was using it nonstop, like as a hand cream and stuff. And then I got my husband to use it because I was like, it's gonna go bad. So that is Empty, and I finished it in January. I just forgot to mention it in my last video. Other skincare product. So I have very sensitive skin, particularly on my body, which is kind of ironic. I know usually most people, it's their face, and then they can get away with more on their body. For some reason, for me, it's the other way around. I guess maybe because I have acne on my face, but not on my body. I don't know. Anyways, Vanicream is a brand that has been shouted out by at BDS Babe on Instagram. This is the only body wash that I can use. I can only use their body wash or their bar soap. And so I just always have a supply of this in my house. So I finished another bottle. I don't know if I have a preference between the bar soap or the body wash. I kind of think the body wash, I have to use a lot of it, like because it's so gentle, you have to use quite a bit, like on a washcloth. But this is easier to decant and to travel with though than like a big bar of soap, because it is a good size bar of soap. It's really good if you have sensitive skin, if your kids do, or you know people that do. No dyes, fragrance, masking fragrance, lanolin, which I'm very allergic to lanolin, parabens, formaldehyde releasers. So this is good. Another skincare product, as far as I know, I did my research as best as I could on this brand, and I didn't see anything super alarming, but this is the Derma E Anti-Aging Regenerative Serum with vitamin A and glycolic acid. I turned 31 this month, and never in my life have I been more concerned with my décolleté, which is funny because it's usually covered by my clothes anyways. There's an interesting balance that comes with being aware that I'm getting older and my body is getting older and wanting to treat it accordingly, and also realizing my body is getting older. Spending money is not going to change that fact. But I actually have been using products branded as anti-aging since I was in undergrad, so maybe like 1920. Reason being that, like I mentioned, I have acne prone skin, and actually what helped my skin the most when I was in college and dealing with like a lot of hormonal and stress related breakouts was retinol, which I know there's a conversation, and rightfully so, that you don't need anti-aging products in your 20s, but the reason that I was using them that young and continue to use them, right? Like I don't really have that many wrinkles, but I use them because they help with cell turnover, which is important for not just acne, but also with hyperpigmentation, which my skin scars very easily. So I was using this. I tend to use a retinol at night, but I wanted to try this. And I think that it did its job. However, once I finished this, I replaced it with, again, as far as I know, these brands are okay, Peach Slice's Super Fade Discoloration Serum, which has tranexamic acid, niacinamide, licorice, and centella. Because I feel like I have a good serum. I'm probably gonna finish it by the time I make my next video, whenever that is. But I feel like the acne is under control. Now it's the scarring. And I've been meaning, when I plan this video, I've been meaning to show you. So if you've had clear skin your whole life, you're probably like, but if you have had not just acne, but had cystic acne, you'll know that this is like an accomplishment. You can see my skin is smooth. There's just a lot of scarring on it. So working on the scarring, not as concerned with like wanting to exfoliate a lot and stuff of that nature. So I used this. I was a fan of it. Just not what I need right now, but I would come back to it. Next up, we have a Palestinian American owned brand, which I've talked about. Chi and BioSilk are sister companies. They're owned by Farouk. And so I try to buy their stuff when I see it. This is something that I am a big fan of, and I actually think that this is not my first bottle of this. This is the Chi Helmet Head Extra Firm hairspray. I've always been a big proponent of Black people using hairspray. I tend to keep a finishing spray, like a natural hold finishing spray for when my hair is down. And then I have a firm hold spray for when I have any type of like slick back, updo, anything like that. I use this. Big fan around my hairline, around my kitchen. Tell me if you know what kitchen means. Because I said that to my husband and he was like, I don't get the reference. And I was like, babe, it's a body part. Anyways. And then last, my scalp was freaking the fuck out. And I bought this dandruff shampoo that has pyrithione zinc 1%, and it's safe for color treated hair. This fixed my scalp. When I went to my hairdresser, I had her use this as well, just because I didn't want to feel like my scalp was like doing better from using this and then go to the hairdresser and she uses something new and then I'm back to where I started. This is a 2-in-1. I tend to, so every couple years I use a dandruff shampoo, but I don't always have one. It just depends what my scalp needs. And I tend to only get ones that are 2-in-1s because I do find that they can be a little bit harsh. Even this, I needed to like extra condition my hair after this. I like this. Now I am trying to use the other shampoos that I have, because last summer I went to buy a shampoo and they only had the like wholesale size. So I have a 33-ounce bottle of shampoo in my bathroom. And trust and believe, when I'm in there, that probably looks lewd, but anyways, I use the hell out of that because I want it gone. So, as I mentioned, I likely will not be making a video for at least for March. We'll see how I'm doing by the end of April. I should have quite a few, at least hair products, I think. We'll see. I should have a few hair products that I am finishing up by then. Let me know if you finish any products this month. Let me know, how are you doing? Like, now that we've gotten past the invigoration of the beginning of the year, how are you? Like, did you reach a point mid-February where you were like, because I know for me, I bought that mascara in February, and yes, I was replacing something, and I also was pretty thoughtful about whether or not I wanted to buy the mascara, and I've been making a point to use it. But also, it felt good to go to Ulta, and I gotta work on that. So let me know what's going on your end. As I mentioned like 10 times, no project pan for March. I will try and make a hair update video though, for what's been going on here. Hopefully that'll be the next video that I film and post. And I appreciate you being here. See you in my next video.